It's the Binge-watchers podcast.
Boom! And we're here. Welcome to Binge-watchers.
Right.
Yeah. Now, last time on Binge-watchers, we talked about Alienation. It was a great episode, and Nick came up with like a pretty good tagline. It's like Breaking Bad with aliens. Like, that's the way you pitch a remake, I think. And with the Fox acquisition and Disney, who knows if we're going to get the new Alienation that they've been working on for a couple of years. But, you know, there's still hope for the fandom. Maybe if you want, you can dig up the old TV show on YouTube. They got the full episodes now. But what are we talking about tonight, Nick?
So back in the day, it was 1986, and they released a chilling camp comedy of B-movie frights called Night of the Creeps. I almost said Fright Night. Don't worry, I caught myself. Join us and drop. I know, right? Join us as we drop some video headlines, reveal our first impressions of the movie, of Fred Dekker's classic, discuss our favorite bits, play another deadly round of What Should I Watch, and read another fan movie list. Comment, like, and share along, guys. Come on. We're live. Let's do this.
So as far as rounding up the home video headlines, Deadpool 3 is entering the Marvel Cinematic Universe officially. What do you guys think about a Deadpool 3 movie happening? Dave, what do you think about Deadpool 3?
As long as it's good as the first two, I'm there. Hey, you know what? They've gotten better with. I like number 2 better. So if number 3 keeps continuing along, it's going to be way better than the first 2.
I actually haven't seen part 2, so
the whole thing is the concept is it's in the actual Marvel universe, right? It's not in a sub-separate universe anymore. That's the thing, right? Yeah.
So it'll be finally folded into the proper MCU instead of the Fox.
Yes, yeah. Whatever. And there's like these articles going around.
The Fox box.
Fox box, yes.
There's articles going around online that how there's other Infinity Stones out there, like Continuity Stone. It's in the comic books. That's what allows Deadpool to break the fourth wall because his stone allows him to go into our universe and like talk to the people that draw the comics and all that stuff. So it'd be kind of cool, man, if they went with something like that and they used the Continuity Stone to bring him into the cinematic universe. But who knows? Who knows how they write him in? He should definitely hang out with Spider-Man. That's a big thing too. Is they're always tagging along in the comic books. They do have a risque romance at one point, but that's the alternative Marvel comic, right?
I never even heard about that. All right.
Oh, no, you hear about that? Yeah,
sounds fun.
Peter Parker was always funny, but not an assassin.
Yeah.
What?
I mean, Spider-Man in the comics was like the funny guy, like
Spider-Man?
the identifiable guy. Peter Parker would crack jokes. And then Deadpool comes along and he's like...
They fight Taskmaster, that's going to be the villain in the new Black Widow movie. But in the offshoot, like, Spider-Man is not assassinating anybody as far as I know. The books that I'm familiar with they're like...
No, I'm saying like... Spider-Man and Deadpool are a very similar character in terms of where they fit in with identifiability. The difference being they're both funny and make wisecracks, but Deadpool is like way raunchier. He's like the comedian where you're actually like belting out laughs, and Spider-Man is kind of like the good guy. Peter Parker's a good kid, you know. And
the random laughs.
Yeah, well, they're both like hammy, right? They both make a lot of jokes, and they're wisecracking little individuals. But I guess the team up is like, why would you have 2 wisecrackers on the same team, right? Because if you go to the ultimately the classic comedy duo is one straight man, one lunatic, right?
Yeah, and I think it's going to be that.
Oh yeah.
Maybe they can make it work, but I imagine that they're going to make Peter Parker into blah, and they're going to make Deadpool and put him on a pedestal and make him the funny one. Maybe they make Peter Parker the straight man. That's what I think.
Is Deadpool going to be in Spider-Man 3? Because it seems like everyone else is.
Oh, the entire Marvel universe is in that movie now. Right?
I mean, it seems like every day it's like, oh, and they got the Daredevil now in this.
Well, no,
and
it's mostly
How many-
villains and appearances by this Spider-Verse, right? It's like the multiverse of all the Spider-Man.
And I have not seen the Spider-Verse, the new one, the animated one. So I'm actually
cartoon.
kind of, if you have not seen that, you're kind of lost going like, I have no idea what's going to happen. So,
Well, as soon as Disney buys all the DC universe from Warner, or just buys
then
Warner
we're just
Brothers,
going to mix them all.
and they can.
I don't know.
Oh,
Warner
man.
Brothers they have some steep competition though, because Warner Brothers, they have a great catalog and they're pushing the HBO Max pretty hard and they're doing all right.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but I'm gonna switch gears to the concept of an American Doctor Who. Are you guys fan of the BBC show Doctor Who?
I've never watched it.
Never
No.
seen
Tom
it.
Baker years are pretty great. That's like early 80s stuff. All right. Well, Doctor Who. Do you guys know what it is? I mean, Doctor Who is. This
I do.
whole-
Actually, I
There's a
watched
whole-
half of one episode.
Okay,
I
so-
wasn't.
Maybe it's total nerd culture. Maybe I'm alone of this.
Oh, No, I like Doctor
quartet
Who,
here.
so I'm with
Oh, you
it.
like Doctor? Okay, so Adam
Yeah.
knows what Doctor. So Doctor Who is basically fights these things called the Time Lords. I don't remember in the mythology if the Doctor Who is a Time Lord himself or a rebel, but basically, like you've seen the TARDIS, right? Which is like a police phone booth shaped time travel machine.
Yeah.
that
I've been
flies
seeing
around
that for
in
years.
outer
I'm like,
space.
what the hell is this thing?
So, yeah, that's basically it. He's a time jumping space creature who like keeps getting reincarnated, but there were only supposed to be like 12 or 13 incarnations. They're finding a way to break that rule now, but because they've made so many series of Doctor Who, but they were putting it out there like, what if the next incarnation was an American Doctor Who?
I actually.
It's kind of a funny idea because then you could make fun of all the crazy shit that's happening in America from a British perspective, right? From a BBC
jeez.
perspective.
Okay.
But
So you're still gonna have a British accent?
I don't know. It shouldn't be Doctor Who. I mean, maybe it's just like could be like a sidekick character that is also a Time Lord
Should be
type
Doctor what?
creature.
Yeah.
Doctor what?
What?
Doctor what?
Doctor, huh?
Doctor what? I'm gonna write that down for the show notes. Doctor what?
Doctor what?
What?
So far, I guess so far this news is made for me. I guess because I mean I did.
It
write
seems
most
like
of
it. Like I'm like I don't
I
know.
think he has any comments.
Yeah.
Okay,
Give me something-
okay.
give me
What
something I
about-
know.
okay, Nick. What
Oh,
about
yeah.
Pump Up the Volume is finally getting boosted to HD and put out on a Blu-ray DVD thing.
I can say it's
later.
about time because I bought that DVD in 1999. So it's it's about time. Look at this guy. If you're listening to the podcast right now, Dangerous Dave's has pulled out
He
his
just whipped
DVD.
out the
Pump
Pump
Up
Up the Volume DVD. Yeah.
Dave always whips it out at the right time. You know him.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
man.
told him to pre-show it, but I guess he wants to.
Oh, I guess so. Yeah.
Pack it. All right. So that's coming out. They're finally rendered the movie in HD, and they're going to put that out.
Oh, I'm excited. I would actually.
Finally.
Is it 4K or Blu-ray? Or I'm assuming just
Blu-ray.
Blu-ray.
I don't. Yeah,
It's
just went
still
to
good.
Blu-ray.
Still good.
They just
It's a
got
good
it into
movie.
high def. I guess it took a long time for them to figure that out, how to get that movie.
You know, at the end of the day, an HD Blu-ray is a good thing for me. That's what I always say.
Yeah, Christian Slater needs to.
Nice.
You set me up for that. I'm sorry. Thank you.
Yeah. Did you guys see this exchange of like dirty text messages, and they're taking it way out of context? They're saying like Armie Hammer must really be a sex fiend and blah 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 blah. He wants to torture, maim, and kill. Like this whole idea of like thought crimes
I'm so confused.
is an insane concept. Like, okay, wait, you could now get penalized for thinking something. Like the mind is a labyrinth of twisted thoughts anyway.
Oh, yeah.
You know, so it's like you kill the guy for an imagination. Like,
Well,
and
all the writers are gonna go to jail.
well,
I'm not taking sides, but I guess he has ex-girlfriends that like said things like, "Oh yeah, he used to tell me things like I want to cut off your toe and just keep it in my pocket," or stuff like that. So,
Oh yeah, I
but
saw
then-
that.
but then,
Yeah.
hey, Tabitha willingly gave that toe up, David. Okay, like there's a
I
sex
guess so.
contract and everything. No, I don't know.
and
Like,
look, all I can say is if you want a toe, I'll get you a toe by 2 p.m.
oh yeah, that's it.
Wait,
What-
can I
is
ask a
done?
question? Who is
Oh, that's
Armie
from Big
Hammer?
Lebowski, right? I can get you
Actually,
a toe by-
Adam has a good point
Good job.
because Adam has a good point. Who is Armie Hammer? Because if you don't know, like the Lone Ranger, he was kind of set up to be this big star, and then went kind of independent, right? Or and he was the guy from the twins from Social Media. I
I
guess.
mean, who names
Well,
their
he-
kid
he-
after
he-
baking soda?
He did not. He didn't
Rich
intend.
right?
He didn't intend to go independent. You know.
No, he was supposed to be like with Lone Ranger. It was going to be like, oh, his his trajectory was supposed to be this way, and then he went kind of there. Yeah.
Well, he's better for it because I mean he's I don't
He's
know.
a better
I actually
actor, right?
I actually
Yeah.
like him as an actor when he goes into the more small stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Cloversail wants to know if we're all drunk. How do you want me to answer this question?
Cloversail.
Sure. I don't have
sorry,
it with
I'm
me. I
just-
drink a little early.
I'm just beginning. Yes. Everyone got quiet.
What are we supposed to be doing right now?
I'm trying to respond to comments.
Oh, okay.
Also,
I have a drink in hand.
Okay, so the audience thinks Spider-Verse was okay, but they want another X-Men movie. What are you guys' thoughts on another X-Men movie?
Sure. Actually, those are my favorite of the superhero movies.
I would love to see a new one.
Which one, Dave?
Yeah.
Of the X-Men movies?
Yeah.
I'd say X2 probably. X-Men 2. But I even like the crappy X-Men movies. Like I think people are always hard on those. Like I actually liked Apocalypse and
It'd be cool
Dark
to have
Phoenix.
Mr. Sinister. I think if they do another movie, it'd be cool to introduce a Mr. Sinister.
Are we gonna finally just get Gambit? I want Gambit in a damn movie.
Yeah.
I don't know.
He's got to make gumbo for everyone.
Look, we're pushing it for the headline section, so let's get to
my
our
favorite. I just want to say my favorite
let's
X-Men
jump on-
movie was the one with Kevin Bacon.
Oh,
Which
First
one was
Class.
that?
I just want to say
I
that
really
my
like that
opinion
one.
lines up
Played
with
Sebastian
David's
Shaw from
80% of the
Hellfire
time.
Club.
Yeah,
And,
that was good.
X2.
He absorbed materials and energy or something. Yeah,
Mhm. That was a
And
good one.
he's the one that, in the movie version, he's the one that engineered the helmet that Magneto later has.
Mhm.
So okay, before we move on quickly, there was an announcement on Twitter by John Fusco, the director of Young Guns and Young Guns 2. People are wondering, is this just a rumor? It feels great as a rumor, but it'd be even
I
better
hope
as a
not.
film.
Hell yeah, it would.
Nick, what did you share with us in Facebook Messenger the other day about this Young Guns?
I had a buddy show this tweet that supposedly they're writing Young Guns 3 right now with Emilio Estevez, Christian Slater, Lou Diamond Phillips. And I'm like, well, shoot, didn't they die in the last one? But I don't know. No, it's 7
How
Up
did
in
you
vodka,
know?
actually. Actually, it's 7 Up in vodka, so cheers. Thank you. Culver Sale.
So they're going to be called Old Guns?
Mm,
Or are they going to pass it on to the next generation and call it Son of Guns?
I have no idea how they're going to do this, but I'm excited to see it. I don't care because I know Arkansas Dave was supposed to be drinking supposed to be dead in the last one, So I don't know.
Well, I mean, the whole thing is they're legends, right? So what if the story changes over time, or it's a different story? Who knows?
Yeah.
All right, so let's.
Or
move
it's
on.
just
Tonight's
Emilio
movie-
Estevez walking through the desert the whole movie shooting people.
Okay,
That would be cool.
moving
I'd
on.
watch that too.
I'd watch it. I'm not gonna lie, I'd watch that.
All right, tonight's
watch
movie
that.
got shopped around when it came out with like a weak tagline, and is on all the streaming sites like Amazon Prime, Vudu. They have a really weak tagline. This is the tagline: Fraternity pledges, played by Jason Lively and Steve Marshall, pull a prank with a frozen body and let slug-like creatures loose on the campus. If I had read that tagline and not watched the trailer, I would not have watched the movie.
I agree.
It's a weak premise.
Totally weak. Yeah.
Like it doesn't really get you to the heart of the movie. Maybe like
Not only is it weak, it's not even true.
Yeah.
well, I don't know. I mean, they're pledging, so they're supposed to. You're right.
They
they're not really pulling the prank.
failed. It's a spoiler.
This is written by like
failed.
an intern at Amazon that's not making any money, man. They're like, hey, Steve, write 2 sentences about what this movie is so we can rent it to people.
Yeah.
Hey, Nick, what are your first impressions of Night of the Creeps?
My first impressions is I saw this 20 years ago, loved it, and I love it. Oh, dude, Dave, audience, Dave is showing his Night of the Creeps DVD or Blu-ray now. This guy. This guy.
This guy.
This
Yeah.
guy. But I loved it.
it.
My first impressions is thrill me. I love that. And I love Tom Atkins, and I didn't realize how much I loved him even now. Like I just fell in love with him in this movie again and again. Like I think he's the best part of this movie.
I'm sorry, who are you falling in love with?
Tom Atkins.
But
Tom
you're like
Atkins.
married.
No, I know, but I can fall in love with him too.
Oh.
I know. Yeah.
He like longs for Tom Atkins.
I do actually. Halloween 3. You know, we're good.
Oh,
Creep show. Yeah.
Wow.
Dave, what's your first impression?
I actually saw this for the first time with you, John. We rented this from that. I think we rented it from Cinephile.
I thought
in
we got
LA.
it from a video store named Desire.
Maybe we did. I don't know. It was one of those two places.
From our
But I know
grumpy
we
buddy.
rented
I don't
it.
remember the owner's name, but he always had like an attitude. But
Yeah.
he just burned it. It was like the owner of Video Store named Desire was like a failed actor or soap opera star or something, you know. And then he just like, I'm gonna open a video store and I'm gonna burn every customer that comes here if they return a video late.
That's like
Anyway,
an
video
old
on, Dave.
guitar
You got
guy.
the video, and then what? Then what? Your first impression?
Oh, so we watched it on like the VHS. So I don't know. I love this movie instantly. Like all the in jokes of everybody having a horror director's last name. Like there's
Yes.
Carpenter, Romero. I think Cronenberg's in there somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like it's definitely a horror movie for people who love horror movies. It's definitely an inside baseball kind of a movie. Yes, I do literally have every.
He literally does. Like, audience.
I
if
even
you're
have
listening to the
stuff
podcast,
like this.
Dave literally has every movie. Yeah.
Like I even have stuff like this. Black
what
Devil
is,
Doll from
what
Hell.
is that? I don't even know. Oh my
This
god.
is called the Black Devil Doll from Hell. I actually looked this up. This is like worth $300 now, believe it or not. And I paid 20
Dude,
for it.
sell it, Dave.
Wow.
Sell it.
Apparently, this
Make some
episode is just Dave shows off his DVD, so we got to retitle the episode.
Yeah.
So, Dave,
but no,
why
I
don't
love
you
this
Inside
movie.
Baseball as your first impression. I guess this is a movie for movie fans. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, for definitely. Like it's. I think it's good for anybody. But if you're a horror movie fan, like you get a little extra out of it.
All right, moving on to Double A. What's your first impression of Night of the Creeps?
I feel like we've gone beyond first impressions. And
You're right.
we're
This is supposed to be like when you saw the movie trailer. What was your reaction?
We went way
In
beyond.
theory, that's
Yeah,
what this
yeah.
segment is.
I want to talk about every aspect of this movie.
No,
Yeah,
we'll save that
yeah.
for favorite bits. Save the chunky stuff for favorite bits.
Okay, I'm not saying my favorite bit.
All right.
This movie's fantastic. Worth
Fantastic.
watching. It
One word
fits
answer.
in the
Very good.
It fits into like this special place I'm gonna talk about later in cinema history.
Okay.
And I don't know. I don't know what else to tell you. Very good.
Cinema.
Yeah, no, it's-
Thumbs up.
Okay.
Two thumbs up.
So is it
All
my
right, so
turn?
John, yours.
Do I get to draw
John,
some
it's all
first
you.
impression? All right, cool. I wrote incredible and great banter. The dialogue would be like, "Hey, good news, girls. Your dates are here. Bad news.
Yes.
They're all
Yeah.
dead."
Yes.
And that's in the trailer, so that is the first impression because
that's good.
Trailer. You see that in the trailer, you watch the movie. Read the tagline, you won't see the movie. Hear the trailer, watch the trailer, see that moment. You're gonna watch the movie. I mean, that's my theory.
Yeah.
Now we're going to go to some messages. We'll be right back. Is Stars worth subscribing to? Absolutely. Stars is a premium movie channel that includes access to hit movies as well as original programming. American Gods just launched season 3. It has classic Stars hits like Spartacus, Black Sails, Ash vs. Evil Dead, Magic City, and The White Queen, as well as delivering comedy classics this month like Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. There's a deep catalog of Golden Age TV hits such as The Jeffersons, Magnum P.I., Different Strokes, and The A-Team. However, you can answer this question for yourself. We can hook you up with a 7-day free trial so you can cram in as many laughs into a week of binge watching as long as you keep that stay-at-home schedule clear. You can just visit the link at our website for details, bwpodcast.com/stars-offer. It is a paid link. We're supported by sponsors as well as affiliate links to keep this podcast rolling. We also have this movie that came out recently, Love and Monsters. There you go. Dylan O'Brien stars in Love and Monsters out now on Blu-ray and 4K Ultra HD certified fresh on Rotten Tomatoes. This fun-loved adventure delivers epic action and laughs as a young man makes a dangerous journey into a monster-infested world to be with the girl of his dreams. You can own Love and Monsters now on Blu-ray, 4K, and digital. It's rated PG-13. It's from Paramount Pictures. We actually have some copies of this Blu-ray and digital to give away. The way to do that is to visit our website, bwpodcast.com/giveaway. But here's how we're going to break it down. What we'd love to hear from the audience is, what do you love about Binge Watcher Podcast? Tell us in a short video. Email us a 30-second video to host@bwpodcast.com. We'll share that video on our social, and then we'll send you a copy of this movie. If we really like your video, we're going to give you 1 free year of Shudder.com, which is a horror movie streaming site, or we're going to give you 1 year of the Criterion Collection, which is more obscure, super indie stuff. for really true film fanatics, we'll give the criterion for a year. So I'm going to go ahead and share the link on our stream so everybody will have the good details.
Criterion.
And boom, now we're going back to the
Filling out
show.
those DVDs, man. He's got everything.
I have a ton of
The
them.
year of Shudder. That's amazing.
That's amazing.
Yeah, you Shudder really-
Shudder's amazing. Yeah.
It's so good. I just watched a Shudder original today.
Oh, really? Which one?
Hunted.
Oh, wow. I saw that one, but I didn't watch it yet. But I saw it was on there.
Now we're going to get back to the episode at hand, folks. In progress, what have you. We're going to go to our favorite bits of Night of the Creeps. We're going to start with Nikki Lates.
My favorite bit is with, of course, Tom Atkins, and it deals with his past and then his past coming back and haunting him. I love the fact that these little slug things can bring something back from years ago, and then he's still got to get this guy from the past,
Yeah. So you like the backstory
dead,
of the psychopath?
Yeah, the dead axe murdering psychopath. I thought that was a great bit.
Dangerous Dave, let's hear your dangerous favorite bits.
My favorite bit is actually a shot. It's probably the most famous shot in the movie, but the 360, him just blowing zombies, like following them. Like I the first time I saw that, that stuck out to me.
I was watching it last night and I laughed my ass off, and it still holds up. It's so good. It works.
Everything.
Dave, I was reading comments. Back up your favorite bit real quick. Just recap it.
Oh, the 360 shot of Tom Atkins just shooting zombies and the camera following him in a 360 shot.
All right, cool.
Oh, when the background was spinning with him?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Works so good.
That was amazing, yeah.
Is that also your favorite bit, Adam?
No, it's not. It's just a good bit of the old cinematography. But I liked it when the girl went to go get Gordon the cat, and he didn't look so well.
Yes. He did not. No, he looked scared.
Really not feeling well.
That's
my
she's
favorite.
looking for her cat, and she lets it back in. And they set it up, because they set up that sequence where she let it in through the back door, right, and talked to her cat.
Yeah,
like
the cat's acting up, and then they go back to it. It's almost a callback. Yeah. But that's not my favorite bit. That's just a good bit. My favorite bit was when his friend leaves the tape for him, and it's like, please listen.
Oh,
and he's listening to the tape of the friend describe being infected. And it was haunting, man. There's all this like bright, cheery stuff that happens in like an 80s horror movie. It's well lit. They're not hiding a lot from you. The shock value is built into the actions of characters, but everyone seems to be like good. Like even the bad guys aren't that bad. And then, but that scene like grounded the whole thing and made it like, hit you in the stomach. So him listening to the tape of his friend and then going down to find his friend.
That
seeing
whole
if
part
he was okay.
So haunting. I agree.
Yeah.
So I like that. That's what I like. John, what do you like?
I actually don't like the fact that they killed the best friend. I felt like they could have kept him in the movie. They didn't have to do a throwaway kill with him. I mean, it's cool that they wrote in the special, tape that he left for his buddy, but the fact that he dies off screen, like, makes his sacrifice not really a memorable sacrifice. You know what I mean? Like, to me, it's like a throwaway. It's like, oh man, it's the best friend. It's the only other main character in the movie besides the detective. Well, and the girl. I guess she would be the lead.
Well, I would have much rather have seen him going through his last moments trying to beat the creature.
He in his videotape, or not videotape, but in his little,
it's like a little tape thing.
He says, "I think I have one inside me that I'm dealing with," but then like the shot, his death shot is like there's like 4 or 5 melted slugs, right? So like. Oh, he may have had an epic last stand or something where he burned himself. Like he grabbed the furnace and hugged it, to burn away those 5 slugs.
Well, you only remember the first slug, and then more enter because they're.
Well, they were crawling around on the back
because they always hide in there.
Yeah.
They work as a team.
So we changed the name of like anything else / questions from out there / audience thing. We're now calling it. What are we calling it, Dave?
Well, now we're going to be going sometime for some fan service. Well, I really bungled
Calling it
that.
fan service, affectionately calling it fan service. So actually, its sale was on. Oh
It's
wow!
on tonight. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna write. Thanks for tuning in live. Yeah. So affectionately, our first fan on our fan that's watching now, who's commented a couple times tonight, threw up some movie like saying he liked movie reviews and watches them on YouTube mostly, and then wants to know if we're gonna do a show. Like, are we ever gonna do Big Lebowski? Dave and I talked about Big Lebowski. We love that movie, but we feel like a lot of podcasts are probably going to talk about this movie. Like, we love popular movies, but we don't love just repeating podcasts that are already out there, right? We feel like there's probably 1,000 podcasters talking about Big Lebowski probably tonight, releasing their episode about Big Lebowski. It's a great movie, though. John Goodman is hilarious in that movie.
So when it comes to the Binge-watchers crew, the dudes abide.
Are we gonna do Gold? Yeah, we're gonna do Gold. I love Gold. If we're talking about the Matthew McConaughey movie,
I've never seen that.
They're mining for gold. It actually will fit into our feel-good movie month, so we're pushing that to.
Oh, it's a feel-good movie. I didn't know.
I really felt good in the helicopter scene.
The end of it's based on it's loosely based on 3 real stories smashed together. It's not. Is it a true story? Maybe not, but it's Oh yeah, I'm gonna get to Nacho Libre. 1 second. I know it's on your list. I'm gonna run your whole list down. All right. so.
I think Nacho Libre.
I'm holding your task. We're gonna do Gold in November of this year. It made the list. It made the cut. It's on the list. Nacho Libre. We might do that one because we would like to talk about Napoleon Dynamite, which is by the same filmmaker. But Napoleon Dynamite is also ultra popular now. It's no longer some obscure little indie comedy.
Would that be like a double feature or?
We're trying to. I honestly want to avoid double features.
Okay, yeah, gotcha.
You have to smash your 2 favorite bits of 2 films. It's almost like they're competing. So if we actually did a movie showdown, like Dave was talking about, if we did 2 movies competing, then a double feature would make sense. But not in the old model where we're like suddenly talking about 2 features and go, "What's your favorite bits from Terminator and favorite bits from Terminator 2?" and smash them together.
Totally gets confusing.
But Get Shorty, that's a great movie, and the series is like more dramatic. The movie's more of a comedy with John Travolta playing Get Shorty, right? Which had a sequel, but Get Shorty's a great film too. Where would that fit in? I'm not sure how that would fit in either, but it's a great movie.
Gangster Month? I don't know.
Secret Life of Walter Mitty, which I think is a remake, but
I've never seen
Ben
that
Stiller one's definitely a remake.
Ben Stiller, yeah.
Oh, it is?
And Sean Penn.
I thought it was a remake.
Honestly, I mean, not to diss a movie you suggested, but that's kind of a forgettable movie, to be honest. I kind of forgot.
I've never seen it.
Yeah.
Is it?
That movie has a really amazing sequence at the very beginning, and the rest of the movie is kind of it coasts from there.
Well, you can appreciate it for being like a movie that comes, an American movie in a Nordic country. You know, like they're either in Iceland or Norway or somewhere. I don't want to misquote the country, but they're somewhere in one of the Nordic cultured countries, right? Maybe Denmark or something. But yeah, the Ben Stiller version is good, except for he throws in a campy Ben Stiller joke when he does the Benjamin Button thing, where he reverses time and it shows like an old, crinkled up Ben Stiller, like in the movie. You can't see this at home if you're just listening to the audio, but it's like I'm making mutated hand gestures.
I've never seen it, so I don't know
what Ben Stiller did.
It's okay.
Very clear that
it's
those
not
are
bad.
mutated hand gestures.
Gosh, I would love to talk about The Conjuring. We've talked about The Shining on summer compared to other things, you know, by Jack Nicholson. We talked about it. We've talked about these movies like around them, you know. Last couple of years we've talked around them, and we did. I feel like we did cover the whole Terminator series at one point.
Didn't we do that a long time ago?
Yeah, it's an older episode.
Yeah.
And then would we ever touch the documentary Leaving Neverland?
Probably. That could be a depressing episode. Yeah, a touching episode.
We tend to stay away from politics and religion.
A very touching episode.
We don't want to slip into no-no land.
I watched that. That was intense.
It is a great documentary, but that doesn't fall in line with the kind of stuff we typically do.
Yeah, The Conjuring is scary. James Wan is a great filmmaker. Like the stuff that he's doing is incredible. We're gonna.
I think The Conjuring is where he finally found
later on. During our, we got Summer Slash. We do that. We do this horror movie marathon every year. So we'll probably discuss some Conjuring. I know Conjuring 3 is on the horizon. Yeah, I think so. And it's about the boy.
HBO Max and theaters the same day.
Yeah.
Is it really? They're going to do that too?
That's one of the HBO Max theater movies. Yeah.
Okay, so I just need to get HBO Max at this point. It seems like. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the winner on this list, I think, for us, for the type of show that we have, is probably Gold. And then if we have time, or we can fit Nacho Libre in somewhere on our growing list of things that we have to watch this year, we get to do about 50 to 55 episodes a year, approximately. So if we can fit it in, we might be able to fit it in and do some more.
I like Nacho Libre. That was a fun one.
That is a fun movie.
I'd watch that again.
Maybe the sports month. Maybe we move something around because in March we cover sports movies.
Oh, it's wrestling, yeah.
But I snuck like 3 wrestling movies into the list. Like,
That's true.
In fact, one of them is The Wrestler.
Yeah, it is the wrestler.
Okay.
Ooh, I can't remember
Mickey Rourke.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Is Leaving Neverland better than Staying Neverland? I don't even know what that means. If you can explain your joke or comment, I don't know what that means.
I don't even know what that is.
Adam, what does that mean?
Leaving Neverland is like a no-no movie. I don't even know what it's about. And,
Staying Neverland. Somebody want to Google it real quick? I have no idea what that is. I've never even heard of that. All right. Oh, we're cruising right along. This is pretty good.
All right.
All right, now we're into the most brutal part of our entire show, and it doesn't always have to be a game. It can literally just be what you watch for the week, but if we're doing a point system, it's got to be fair, because I feel like it's getting rigged.
Getting rigged? What do you mean?
Oh, okay, we'll try it. We'll try it and see what happens. Okay.
We need to find very specific rules.
Very specific rules?
For at least the points.
We didn't have time to plan it for this week, but I think in the future what we should do is maybe elect one of us to be the judge, and the 3 pitch.
You
and
know
then somebody adds the point in the comments
better.
at the end on who the winner is and why.
I like that idea.
And if you need a lawyer, Adam's going to help you out during your guys' sections, okay?
Oh, wow. All right.
Get your points awarded.
Oh my gosh.
So we'll start with Nikki Lates. What did you watch? What else did you watch?
I watched a movie called Short Time. Stars Dabney Coleman. And he's this cop, and he's about to retire in a week, and he wants to get this life insurance policy. So he goes to the doctor, and the doctor's like, he gets a bunch of blood work, and the doctor's like, dude, you're going to die. Little does Dabney Coleman know, his blood work got switched. So he's like, oh, shoot, I'm going to die. But if I die on the job, I'm going to get this huge life insurance policy for my family. So he's trying everything in his power to get himself killed on the job. And then, but what's funny is about this movie is that he can't die. Like, everyone's trying to shoot him, blow him up, whatever. And he keeps, like, everyone misses him. And it's just awesome comedy. I totally bombed that. I'm sorry.
Why should we watch it?
Because it's funny. It's got Dabney Coleman. And I think the premise is amazing. That's what I think.
Nick, you were so much stronger in previous weeks during this game.
I know. I couldn't think of a movie this week. I bombed. I can award you no points. Damn it!
I don't want to watch this movie. I've never even heard of it.
It's really good too. That's the thing that sucks.
I'll give you a point because I've heard of this and
Dude,
hearing.
Yes, thank you. Point, boom.
But you're not giving it to him because he sold you. You're giving it to him because I've heard of this.
And he sold me. I can't be.
But I told him,
okay. As long as he sold you,
I was so passionate about it.
It's a valid point. But if it's I heard of this, and you just, okay.
Wow.
I was very passionate.
All right.
So I only got 1 point between.
All that pitch did was make me want to watch Trigun again. Flash the Stampedo,
That's an anime.
Okay.
That's what it sounded
For
like.
the uninitiated.
So I'm gonna watch something else because
Dave's favorite show is because Dave is the king of anime.
There you go. All right, well, I got 1 point.
Dave would love Trigun.
All right, we're getting a little long. We don't have time to talk about Trigun. That's how we go off the rails is we watch too many things and then. Oh, here's from the audience weighing in. So do we subtract your point?
I wouldn't watch it.
That's on you, Nick.
Oh, for Trigun or what?
No, not for Trigun.
Trigun.
Because all right, let's.
All right. No. We got to keep going. Okay.
So do I get a point or no?
You got Dave's point. Dave gave you.
Okay, boom. Okay, 1 point. Okay, cool.
All right,
I'm not giving a
Dave, what
point.
did you
I'm
watch?
watching Trigun.
Gotcha.
Yeah, Adam's
Sorry.
checked out. He's already watching anime. He's done. Okay. so Dave, what did you watch?
All right, so I watched a movie called Shadow in the Cloud. This is like a new movie in this growing genre of World War II monster movies. It stars Chloe Grace Moretz as a fighter pilot that's like stuck in the hull of a ship, or excuse me, not a ship, a plane.
Wait,
And
what's the name of this movie?
Shadow in the Cloud.
Okay, go ahead.
So it's a World War II monster movie where it's really tense. She's stuck in a hole for most of the movie. It's a limited storytelling movie. Like she's mostly in the space, like what I'm in right now, for half of the movie, and you only hear the intercom people. But there's gremlins in this movie. This is why you should watch it. This is the third best Gremlin movie after Gremlins 1 and 2. Because
all right.
you're not going to beat that.
All right.
That's all you have
really
to say.
angling because these are like traditional gremlins, like historical gremlins, not
Yeah, these are plain gremlins.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm thinking Gremlins.
And these are
And this is
mythological.
actually like really tense and really has a lot of action. Like, and the whole movie, like not including the credits, is only an hour and 15. So you can definitely find an hour and 15 to watch a really good Gremlin movie in the sky.
Huh.
So that's why you should watch it.
I'm on the fence about this movie.
I'll give a half. I'm on the fence.
I'm going a half too, which means he's
Okay.
tied with me because we each awarded a half.
Okay,
Adam,
so you got
are
1 point.
awarding-
I'm gonna go half
Oh
because
shoot! Okay.
I wasn't expecting him to drop Gremlins into
That-
that
that's what
scenario.
got me.
Because in my head, I just thought they're just remaking Buried with Ryan Reynolds, and then they I don't know.
For half
this
of
is
it,
the
they do
last
expand past that. But for
okay.
half of the movie, you're right. Half of the movie, it is a bit like Buried, and then they expand it out, and then it gets really action intense.
I'll
Well-
give that a half a point.
I mean, I'm sorry, but
I didn't even
Alright.
say you wouldn't want either 0 points.
0 points.
Oh, man. Okay.
Hard for me.
Adam, what else did you watch this week outside of the show?
Okay. I watched a movie on Shudder called The Bone Box, and it is about a grave robber that's trying to pay back debts that he has incurred, and he unleashes ghouls that haunt him
Wait. What
in
is
his
the name of
daily
this movie?
life.
What is the name
Huh?
of this movie?
It's called The Bone Box.
The Bone Box. Okay, keep going.
And the ghouls make his life even more difficult than the bookies that are trying to collect his gambling debts.
Hmm.
So, dude gets haunted. Don't want to spoil too much, but grave robber is in bigger trouble than he started out in.
I'll give a half.
I have a half.
What's with these little easy halfsies?
Looks like he wants to watch it.
Because it's not a full. It's like I'm not sold on what you said,
All right.
but I
Now,
am kind of sold.
If
John,
you
what-
guys,
John, what did you say? Someone said no.
Clues.
John, what did you say? Did you give a half or what'd you give?
I'm not. I know nothing from me.
Okay,
Nothing.
gotcha. Okay,
Nothing.
gotcha.
Oh my
Cool.
gosh.
It's a weak pitch, but here's what I want to say.
You're like ghouls.
Ghouls. I don't like ghouls and grave.
I don't like
Define
ghouls or
ghoul.
special
Because
effects.
Dave had to explain Gremlins, that they're not the same as the Gremlins in Gremlins 1 or 2. It's just you gotta like expand on what
I didn't say ghoulies. I'm not, look. If I were to tell you,
That's a good movie.
All right,
by the way.
all right. I want to. All right. What I want to say is, with my selection, if you guys don't give me any points, then this is bogus and totally rigged and a crock of horse shit. Because I went back and I rewatched The Frighteners, which I think is one of Michael J. Fox's best movies. And
Okay.
it's got the weird guy from Reanimator that you guys love.
Jeffrey
And
Combs.
if other people love
Jeffrey Combs.
Reanimator, they're going to love The Frighteners. It's basically about this. A serial killer dies. He doesn't get to collect all the deaths he wanted because he wants to be the greatest serial killer in history. He comes back from the grave, and somebody that can see ghosts from a traumatic brain injury basically works as a private detective for ghosts and gets his little ghost friends to jerry-rig these hauntings in people's houses. And then they take on the serial killer in ghost form. It's great. It's like a horror comedy. That's what I watched. So I told you what I watched and why you should watch it.
The only thing I think you should have added to your pitch was, and it was directed by Peter Jackson. I think that would have.
David,
I'm just
David,
saying.
David, if you pull it off your shelf, you have to give me a point. If you pull that off your shelf, then I automatically get points.
I'm just saying.
Is that a new rule? If David has it on his shelf, you
If
can.
Dave has a DVD in his collection,
Dave, you better not film in that area
get
next
a
week.
point.
Hey, if you get to give yourself points, then I'm gonna give me points too.
I'm getting audience points too, brother.
You know what we need to do next week? I didn't record these audience points, so I'm lost on where we are there. But I did see someone say short time. I deserved it, so I'm just saying.
Yeah, you got an audience point, but so did I. Okay, so we're tied for audience points. All right, but now seriously, guys, I know you guys are not happy with me in this moment because I'm being a dick, but we're talking about the Frighteners. So let's see. Do I get any points? Are you gonna watch the Frighteners?
Based upon what you told me, I like the idea of a killer that died trying to get his kills back. That was the thing that sold me on your pitch, so I give you a point.
I got a point.
But I'm just saying you should have added Peter Jackson. I'm just saying.
Let's go to Dave.
You got a point too? Oh shoot, he's already ahead. Oh shoot, he already won. Adam, what do you got? He won by the 2 points.
Who?
I won by half a point. So far, I'm in the lead by half a point. I shouldn't say what we're at with the points until.
I mean, I have it right here.
Look,
but yeah.
Since John is already winning, and not because of his description, but because I care about him, and I've already seen this movie and I know it's amazing. I'm gonna give John a full point.
Dang, John takes the lead with 3 points.
But I don't want it to count to some long-term cumulative thing. Otherwise, I'll have to.
Wow.
Like at the end of the season, you tabulate all points. Oh, that would be.
That'd be
I'd
harsh.
regret this one.
I don't know if anybody's keeping track well enough to know by the time we get to the end of the run who's gonna. We should do that, like best out of 3 or best out of 10.
We would. You know what? We're only like 4 games in, so we could just listen to the last part and figure it out. I guess, but yeah.
I want to say
more competitive. Like I can't just come in with like, "Hey, I saw this really great drama," or something. Like, I gotta find something that's.
I was almost gonna come in this week with Camp Candy, and I knew it would have killed it. I'm just saying.
We're getting close to wrapping it up, so I just want to say thanks to people tuning in tonight that watched it live. If you haven't watched it live, it's still going to be available on the Facebook page and the YouTube channel to watch as a video. We're going to keep it up as a full episode, and we'll have links to our other episodes. We'll have links to how the contest is going to work. That actually runs to the 14th of February because it's about showing some love. That's what the concept of the contest is. We're going to do a giveaway. You know you're going to get this, Blu-ray and digital. We got these to give out from Paramount. We're also going to give away 1 year Shudder, 1 year of Criterion Collection. How you're going to do that is you're going to send us a video, 30 seconds. We're going to post it on our Facebook page and our Twitter and our Instagram, all that stuff, about what you love about the podcast, Binge-watchers here. And if you do that, then you're in the giveaway. And look, the first 10 people that do it are going to get the prizes because we're giving up to 10. So get on it, you know. Other than that, does anybody else have anything to throw in here at the end? Special announcements or anything else that we didn't cover?
It's not really an announcement necessarily, but I thought it was neat in the movie. I didn't realize that all the characters' last names were famous horror directors.
It's really
the
cool.
only one I really picked up on was like Julie. I think her name was Julie in the movie. Cronenberg.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
And I thought that was the only reference, so I wasn't paying too close attention.
Even
to
the janitor, everyone was. The bus driver
okay.
was Cunningham. There were so many. Yeah.
When we announced that we were gonna watch this last week, Dave, in a roundabout way, mentioned the homage that this movie does to another movie. Dave, do you know what I'm talking about? Do you know what I'm touching on?
Shivers? Or...
Oh my gosh!
No, I'm talking about the Blob. The opening
yes, this is kind of a spiritual
homage to the Blob. It's the opening sequence.
See, I was going to mention Shivers.
Oh, Shivers is a great movie too.
Shivers pays homage
because it both involves a slug, but that slug doesn't.
No. But if you go back and watch the Blob or listen to our episode about the Blob, we covered it. It's like the opening is, the Letterman guy with the Letterman jacket, the homecoming king and the queen. They're driving around, cruising around, having a date at Lover's Point, and they see an alien comet come down, asteroid, whatever, crash, and they go and investigate. In the Blob, it takes over a farmer first and then attacks the town, and the guy's the hero. But in Night of the Creeps, the teenager himself gets infected and becomes like the first carrier of the alien, slugs. What I noticed, you know what I noticed this time around though, and I've watched Night of the Creeps maybe like a handful of times, is I never noticed that when the alien scientists are chasing the other alien in the beginning, and the slugs get off the spaceship and the little ejector escape pod tube. I finally noticed that he's actually infected. That he's like infected with one of the
He's
slugs,
got
and then
the cloudy
sends the other
eye.
slugs out, to Earth or whatever.
Yeah.
But also in Critters, they do this thing too with little alien guards on a prison thing. Like they got to make a movie just about the guys who are the little aliens
on
in
these
these
ships.
alien prisons. Yeah, like
That'd be incredible.
the 80s style. Yeah.
Although I wanted to ask, like, what was the first ending everybody saw? Because like this movie, depending on when you saw
the
it,
director's cut ending. That's the only thing about the director's cut that's different is the angle that they use. I don't know if they show the crispy detective body walking around. That might be open for.
yeah. Well, the theatrical ending was like a dumb joke with like the dog spitting out more.
That's the version I watched.
Yeah, that's
Did you guys watch
that's the one you
else?
saw.
Yeah, because
What did you see?
it was on YouTube TV, so that's actually the version I watched.
Oh, okay,
Wow.
so that's the theatrical ending. The director's cut has like where it looks like a spaceship is going
really?
to like
Yeah, I saw the spaceship.
Oh, the spaceship is looking around,
And
right?
it's got a spotlight.
I actually have no idea about this version. That's crazy.
Oh, so you haven't even seen the director's cut?
No.
Oh,
Okay,
look,
where do I watch
the
that?
audience is asking us what we're reviewing the next episode, which is funny because Nick's about to tell you. That's the time we've arrived at because we're getting a little bit along in the tooth here. Go ahead, Nick.
I guess I'll read my. We're reviewing Warlock next week.
Yeah, Warlock from
1989 classic.
Yeah.
Not the Western one from 1959.
Not the Western 59. Go with
Yeah.
the Warlock.
We're going Warlock 1989 with this guy with cool blonde hair. You're gonna love it.
Julian Sands.
That's his name. I forgot his name.
He's about to be in a new vampire movie. We'll touch on that next week. When we
Is
talk
he
about
really?
it.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I wasn't allowed to watch this movie when I was little.
Which
Really?
one? The one we just
Warlock.
watched, or the one we're watching next week?
Next week.
Next week. Okay.
I actually
Nick, you
saw
wanna
the
wrap it
sequel
up
in the
for us?
theater.
Sounds good. Well, guys, don't forget to visit us on social media. Drop us an email or reach out with a movie request. And tune in next week. As I said, we're watching Warlock from 1989, not 59. I don't even know what the 59 version is. Anyways, this is Nicky T wishing you guys the best. And stuff got real.
It sounded like you said you're wishing they could touch breasts, but that's fine.
I love all day. Yes.
All day, all night. Binge watching
All day,
podcast.
all night. Binge watching
Joke on,
podcast.
All right.
Logan's podcast, whatever.
Lights.
There it is.